Hello, so welcome to yoga from my living room in Singapore. Not with Chloe today because we're in the lockdown, but Chloe, this class is for you. You're going to need 2 blocks. You can also use books or something that's in a similar size. I'm a weirdo, so I actually have 2 sets of blocks. One is a little bit thicker, the Manduka set, and these are a little bit narrower. And for today, if you have something a bit more narrow, that's what I would advise, but don't worry about it. And then we're gonna you'll start at the back of your mat and sit in virasana. And if you need a block under your hips, you can just slide it right under. If you're comfortable sitting on the floor, that's fine. But I do want you to check your feet. So often in virasana, when people sit, all kinds of weird things happen, like the ankles will sickle or the feet will be turned in somehow. You want to make sure that nothing funky is happening and the outside edges of the ankle and the outside edges of the feet are really in a parallel alignment with the outside edges of your mat. And you can close your eyes. We'll just rest the palms on the thighs for a moment. Give yourself a couple of breaths to arrive on your mat. To arrive and be ready for your practice. Notice how the body is breathing. And once you have those few moments of awareness, see if you can breathe more expansively. So as you inhale, you feel front body, back body, side body expanding. And as you exhale, contracts. About 2 more breaths. Second exhalation, if you don't have a block between your feet, place one there. So the inner edges of my feet are going to hug the outer edges of the block. Take your other block and come forward onto your belly. Take a moment to align the inner legs, sort of shift the hips a little bit, make sure that the inner edges of the feet are really squeezing the block. Then you'll take your other block and you'll place it on your lower back in the kidney area. So it becomes this tactical point that you can really feel. And then you can stack one hand and then the other rest your forehead. I'm going to leave my head up since I'm talking to you. And what I want you to do just for a couple of breaths is try to breathe and expand that block towards the ceiling in the kidney area on your inhalation and release it on your exhalation. As you do that, the kneecaps will be lifting, the inner legs are firing, so you're pressing into the tops of the feet, the legs are working, and the block will rise and fall with your breath. So if you need to look at me, I'll do a couple cycles just so you can see. So it's subtle, but you should be able to see the block moving up and down with the breath. And it's this tactical point that should draw the awareness of your kidneys, that fullness of the lower back, lifting of the belly to make that happen as you breathe. A couple more just like that. The end of your exhalation, take your hands back, bring them underneath the elbows. Feel the heads of the shoulders already lifting, legs are still active. On the inhalation, lift your chest and shoulders up, low cobra. Fill into that kidney area a little bit more so you're not crunching in the lower back. Squeeze the inner edges of the feet against the block, and exhale, release down. Again, inhale, lift the heads of the shoulders, chest forward, shoulders back, inner leg squeeze, kidney area stays full. Don't crunch into the lower back. Think about that block. Exhale, release. One more, lift up. Same actions. And exhale, release. Inhale, take the block, just bring it off to the side for 1 second. Push yourself up onto your hands and knees. On the inhalation, drop your belly, lift the chest. Keep squeezing the block between the feet. Exhale, round to cat. 2 more cycles of cat-cow. Inhale, dropping the belly, opening. Exhale, round to cat. 1 more, inhaling. And exhale. Inhale, return your spine to neutral. Come and sit down on the block, whether you need it or not. Take the other block in between your hands so the fingers will point up. You'll palm the outer edges of the block. Take a moment to widen across your chest and collarbones. On the inhalation, stand up on your shins. Lift the front belly. Don't collapse in the lower back. So I'm going to do what I don't want you to do for a second. You see this super arch, lordosis in the lower back. Get rid of that. Pull the belly and the front ribs in. Long spine. Start to lift the sternum up into the block so you find a hint of a backward bend here. All coming really from the thoracic spine and upper back. Find your breath. Keep drawing the elbows down and slightly apart. Chest is widening. Don't push the hips forward. Lift the belly. 1 more. On your exhalation, lower the hips down to meet the block. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Feel the back body activate. Pull the front ribs and belly in even more. Exhale, bend the elbows, draw the elbows towards the center line. And then start to back bend here. Push the head into the block into the head, opening the armpits and opening the triceps. A couple of breaths. Find the backward bend. Inhale, stretch the arms up, open up the back body. Exhale, hands down the center line. Inhale, stand up on your knees and shins. Exhale, draw the belly and the front ribs in, long tailbone. Inhale, push the sternum up into the block, start to find your backward bend. Exhale, keep drawing the elbows down and slightly apart. 2 more, inhaling. Exhaling, keep squeezing the block between the feet. Inhaling. And exhaling. Slowly release the hips down to the block. Inhale, lift your arms overhead, feel the back body fire up. Exhale, bend the elbows, squeeze the elbows towards the center line. Inhale, start to backward bend, push the head into the block into the head. Feel the triceps opening. Couple of breaths here in the backward bend. Try not to do it again from the rib cage. I'm going to sag and show you. But instead, tailbone is still down, belly is lifting up to the upper back. Inhale, lift the block overhead. Exhale, bring the hands down the center line as if they would be in Anjali Mudra. You still have the block between the hands. Close your eyes for a moment. We'll do 1 Om together. Taking in breath. Om. block to the side, get it out of the way. Lift up, take the other block out from underneath the hips. We'll meet in downward facing dog. I'm going to take a drink of water because it's very hard to speak and practice at the same time. Many years since I did this. And when you find downward facing dog, take a couple of breaths to adjust and move around, open up the backs of the legs. You can fidget as much as you like. Then eventually start to settle in your downward facing dog. Have a look at the feet. They won't be as wide as they were with the block in between them, but they should be hip-width distance, so at least a fist or 2 fist distance between the big toes. Fill the kidney area even as you press back. Inhale, lift the right leg up, 3-point pose, closed. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, keep the shoulders where they are. Kick the right foot behind the head, arch the spine. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, kick the foot behind the head, arch the spine. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, foot behind the head, open. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, turn the right knee out, put the right foot on the inner left thigh, tree pose. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down to the floor. Inhale, release the left toes, top of the foot to the mat. Lift up into low cobra with tree. Exhale, release down. 2 more. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Take your left arm, align it with the front edge of the mat, roll yourself onto the left side. The left leg is as if it's a standing leg. Step the right foot in front of the left knee and thigh so it's on the floor. The right hand will push against the right knee or the right thigh, somewhere where you can get the arm straight. And then yeah, you could twist a little bit like I'm doing, get any kinks in the back out. And then we'll take an Uddiyana Bandha practice here. Inhale, take a deep breath and fill. Exhale, empty all the air out of the mouth. Get completely empty. On empty, don't breathe in, close the lips, push away from that right thigh, mock inhalation in your back ribs. Then when you need to breathe in, do so. And exhale. Inhale, step your right hand down, straighten the right leg, left hand steps back, tuck the toes. Lift the chest as you inhale. Exhale, blow out all the air out of the mouth. On empty, lift the kidney area, push into the hands up to plank. Breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up, 3-point pose, closed hip. Exhale, bend the right knee, step the right foot to the right thumb tip. Release the back knee, release the back toes. Inhale, bring the arms overhead for crescent. And then take hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Pull the left hand over to the right so that you start to push the back of the head into the left forearm, stretching across that left shoulder, left tricep. About 3 breaths here. You can sink the hips forward a little bit, get more into the side stretch. Keep pushing the head into the arm. 1 more. And then release, inhale, frame the foot with your hands, tuck the back toes. Exhale, lengthen and fold 2 straight legs. Back heel is lifted. Inhale, keep pressing your right big toe actively into the mat. Exhale, pull your outer right hip back in space. 2 more. Inhale, maybe you find a little bit more length in the spine. Exhaling. Inhaling. And exhale. Inhale, rebend the front knee, plant the hands. Exhale, step back. Downward facing dog, adjust the feet. Adjust the alignment. Inhale, left leg up, 3-point pose. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, kick the foot behind the head, look forward. Exhale, knee to nose. 2 more. Inhale, kick the foot behind the head, look forward. Exhale, knee to nose. 1 more. Inhale, kick. Exhale, knee to nose. Left foot moves into tree pose. Exhale, lower yourself all the way down onto the floor. Inhale, top of the right foot presses. Lift into low cobra. Exhale, release down. 2 more. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhale. Take your right forearm, bring it parallel with the front of the mat. Roll yourself onto the right side. The right leg is as if it's a standing leg. Left foot comes to the floor in front of the right knee. Inhale, push into your left thigh. Maybe you twist a little bit. Get the kinks out of the spine. And then inhale, taking a deep breath and fill. Exhale, empty all the air out of the mouth. Get completely empty. On empty, mock inhalation. Don't breathe in. Straighten that left arm. Push the back ribs out. Inhale when you need to. And exhale. Inhale, left hand to the ground. Straighten the left leg. Right hand steps back. Tuck the toes. Inhale, take a deep breath in. Exhale, empty all the air out of the mouth. On empty, fill the kidney area. Push into the hands, bring yourself up to plank. Inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg, 3-point pose. Exhale, left knee in, step the left foot to the left thumb. Release the back knee, release the toes, bring the arms overhead. Then take hold of the right wrist with the left hand. Pull the wrist over to the left. Start to side bend in your crescent lunge. You have about 3 breaths here. Keep working the head into the arm. Stretching through the side body. Stretching through the hips. About 1 more cycle of breath. Slowly release. Inhale, frame the front foot with your hands, tuck the back toes. Exhale, lengthen and fold 2 straight legs. Inhale, press your left big toe actively into the mat. Exhale, move your outer left hip back in space. Inhale, maybe you get a little bit more length in the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Last cycle, inhaling and exhale. Inhale, rebend your left knee, plant the hands. Exhale, downward facing dog. Check the alignment of the feet. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Inhale, right leg up, 3-point pose. Exhale, knee to nose, hover forward. 1 cycle to kick the leg over the head as you inhale. Exhale, round knee to nose. This time, cross your right ankle over your lower left thigh, right above the left knee. And then you're going to come forward into plank and slowly lower yourself down onto the ground so the inside of that right ankle and the right shin will be on the floor. I like to keep my left toes tucked. You'll inhale into a low cobra, keep opening through that right hip. Exhale, release down. Don't crunch in the lower back. 2 more. Inhale into low cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, 1 more. And exhale. Inhale, push into your hands. You're going to move yourself back on the mat, and it always requires a little bit of adjusting for me so that you'll come and stand on your left shin with your right knee and your right toes tucked so you feel an opening across the right hip. Pull the belly and the front ribs in. Interlace your hands so that the right index finger is on top of the left and bring the hands behind the head. And then as you inhale, start to lift up through the spine. Puff out that that kidney area. Maybe you start to tip the chest up and back, but don't let the hips move back in space. Now I really want you to draw that right hip down and forward. Keep lifting up the front belly, pelvis. Got one more cycle of breath, breathing in and breathing out. And then slowly release the hands, walk yourself back so that you're on the hands and knees, and extend the right leg up and back, 3-point pose. Exhale, knee to nose, step the right foot to the right thumb, release the back knee, release the back toes. Bring the arms up overhead. As you exhale, right hand pulls the left wrist over towards the right into the side bend. Inhale, release the hands, frame the front foot, tuck the back toes. Exhale, lengthen and fold, 2 straight legs. Inhale, rebend your front knee, plant the hands, and step back to plank pose. Check your feet, make sure they still have that nice fist distance between the big toes. And as you exhale, slow lower through chaturanga all the way down onto the floor. Keep the toes tucked. Inhale, take a deep breath in through the nose, lift the heads of the shoulders. Exhale, empty all the air out of the mouth, fill the kidney area. On empty, push yourself up to plank. Breathe in, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up, 3-point pose. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, kick the foot over the head, open the chest. Exhale, round. And then cross your left ankle with the foot flexed over the right knee and thigh, and slowly lower yourself all the way down onto the belly. Keep the right toes tucked. Inhale, lift into low cobra. Exhale, you might already feel that left hip opening. 2 more, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, and exhaling. Now push yourself up onto your hands and knees. The right knee and shin will come down. You will walk back a little bit. The ankle is crossed still over the knee. Take a moment to sort of scoop everything in and up. Interlace the hands, left index finger on top of the right. Bring the hands back behind the head. Take a moment, lift taller, get more length through both the front and the back body, and then start to push the head into the hands to find a little bit of a backward bend. About 1 more cycle of breath, breathing in and breathing out. And then inhale, walk yourself back onto your hands. Extend the left leg back into 3-point pose. Exhale, step the left foot to the left thumb. Release the back knee, release the back toes. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, take hold of the right wrist, pull it to the left as you side bend. Inhale, release the arms, frame the front foot, tuck the back toes. Exhale, lengthen and fold. Inhale, rebend the front knee, step back to plank pose. Exhale, lower all the way down onto the floor. Keep the toes tucked. Inhale, lift the heads of your shoulders. Exhale, stay lifted, empty out all the air out of the mouth. Lift through the kidney area, lift through the belly, push yourself up through plank. Inhale, exhale, back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then very slowly walk your feet towards your hands until you come to a standing forward bend at the top of the mat. Give yourself a couple of moments. You can shake the head out a little bit from side to side. Shake it yes. Maybe you invert the palms and press the backs of the hands to the floor. Just take a gentle wrist stretch. You can sway a little bit from side to side. Inhale, tuck the tailbone, one vertebra at a time to roll up to stand. And then take your feet together, hands in prayer. Pause for a moment at the top of your mat. I'm going to do a quick check to make sure I'm still recording. Okay, good. We'll do 1 Surya Namaskar A together, and then 2 more on your own. Inhale, bring the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, lift the chest. Don't forget the kidneys. Exhale, slowly fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, prepare the spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend the knees. You could step or jump back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Think about those inner feet. How far apart are they? Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Inhaling for 1. Exhale. Inhaling for 2. Exhale. Inhaling for 3. Exhaling. Inhaling for 4. Exhaling. Inhaling for 5. Exhaling. Bottom of the breath, lift the heels, prepare, hop or step the feet between the hands, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Inhale, press into the feet, big kidneys, lift up to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands down the center line. Okay, I lied, 1 more together. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, full kidneys, lift up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, prepare, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, transition back, either jumping or stepping. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Think about those feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Inhaling for 1. Exhaling. Inhaling for 2. Exhaling. Inhaling for 3. Exhaling. Inhaling for 4. Exhaling. Inhaling for 5. Exhaling. Bottom of the breath, look forward, prepare, hop or step between the hands. Lengthen as you inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, kidneys are still full. Exhale, hands down the center line. So you'll do about 2 more cycles on your own. You could, of course, follow along with me as I move if you need guidance. Try to go at your own rhythm. finishing up your second round. If you're not there, don't worry, you'll catch up. We'll meet in Tadasana when you're ready. If you're in Tadasana, give yourself a moment to breathe. Drink water if you need to. Okay, and then we'll actually take the feet slightly apart for this next part. So they don't have to be super wide, but not with big toes together. And then you're gonna take your right ankle and cross it over your left knee and thigh. Just sit back for a moment with the hands in prayer. And then you'll take your hands again, right index over the left, behind the head. So you have a moment to really push the head into the hands and then start to come about halfway. So you're really kind of hovering in this hip opener. Fill up the kidney area a little bit more. So the belly is still drawing in. Try not to sag in either hip, so you might need to pull your left hip back a little bit more and draw the right hip forward to even it out. Keep pushing the head into the hands. About one more cycle of breath. Maybe you sit a little bit deeper. And then on the inhalation, stand up, lift the right knee towards the chest. Step the right foot down again, hip width, until it hits the floor. Right into warrior three with the left leg coming back. Keep pushing the head into your hands. Fill the kidney area. Don't sag in the lower back. And then bend the right knee and slowly step into high lunge. Take a couple of moments in high lunge. Maybe you bend the back knee a little bit to scoop the belly and the pelvis a little bit more. Get longer in the side body and then re-straighten that left leg. Start to find the backward bend, pushing the head into the hands, opening through the front body. Still breathing. Inhale, one more cycle of breath. And exhale. Inhale, release the hands to the floor. Bring your right leg back behind you into three-point pose as you exhale. Inhale the right leg a little bit higher. As you exhale, knee to nose. One cycle to kick the right foot behind the head, arch the spine. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, tree pose with the right foot against the left leg. Exhale, lower yourself all the way down onto the floor. Roll yourself right onto the left side. So again, that forearm is parallel with the top of the mat. Left leg is as if it's a standing leg. Take a moment to step the right foot to the floor, right hand to the thigh, stretch out a bit, twist. One Uddiyana Bandha cycle, so inhale, take a deep breath and fill. Exhale, empty all the air out of the mouth. On empty, push away with that right hand on that right thigh, mock inhalation in the ribs. And then inhale when you're ready. I want you to stay on the left forearm so there's a little bit of stretching along the left side body. Draw the right knee in towards the shoulder. If you can, take yogi toe lock around the big toe and straighten the right leg up towards the ceiling. Start to find a little bit of backward bending in the upper back and chest. Keep reaching the right inner heel towards the ceiling. And then I want you to pull the right foot towards the side wall, so you come as if the right foot is right out in front of the right hip, and then pull your side waistline back so you get very, very round, even in the upper back. And then once you have the kidneys filling out like that, the belly pulling back, find the arching in the upper back so the chest is open, but you don't lose the pulling back of the waist and the side body. One more breath like this. Then release the foot, right hand to the mat, roll onto your belly, step the left hand back to meet the right. Inhale, push your hands into the floor, Point the toes, Shalabhasana, chest and legs lift. Feel the back body activate. Exhale, blow out all the air out of the mouth. Tuck the toes. On empty, fill the kidney area. Push into the hands. Lift yourself up to plank. Inhale. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Exhale, bend the right knee. Step the right foot to the right thumb. Release your back knee. Release the back toes. Bring the arms up for crescent lunge. And then your option here, I'm going to take the thigh opener by reaching my left hand, not falling over for my left foot. Right hand will rest on my right thigh. If you have a more back bendy practice or different thigh opener that you want to do, that's fine. Just be here for about 3 breaths. Wherever you are, still keep thinking about the fullness of the kidney area. A slight feeling of the sternum lifting into that block that we had in the beginning of class. Okay, slowly release the foot, frame the front foot, tuck the back toes, lengthen and fold for a moment, release. Drop your back heel to the floor, bend your right knee, reach the left arm forward and come up into warrior 2. Inhale, straighten both your legs and your arms, reach up. Exhale, warrior 2. 2 more like that. Inhale, stretching up. Exhale, rebend. 1 more, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, reach your right hand on the inside of your right foot for today. Left arm along the left ear. Exhale, turn and open into Partial Konasana. 2 more cycles of breath. Take your left hand behind your head and push the head into your hand so you get a little bit more of the backward bend action. Last one. And release your hands to frame your front foot, find the low lunge, and step the back foot forward to meet the front, fold over the legs. Inhale, bend the knees, tuck the tailbone, 1 vertebra at a time to round up to stand, meeting in Tadasana. Take your left ankle, cross it over your right thigh. Prayer the hands for a moment as you sit back, and then left index finger over the right, take the hands behind the head, start to come about halfway, push your head into your hands, fill the kidney area, even at the hip, so the right hip might need to draw back a little bit, the left hip comes forward. A couple more breaths, maybe you bend the right knee a little bit more. And slowly come up to stand, lift the left knee towards the chest, step the left foot down, keep the feet parallel, slightly apart. Right into warrior 3 with the right leg drawing back, the head is pushing into the hands, fill the kidney area, stay long in the back, and then bend the left knee, step into high lunge. Take a moment in high lunge, maybe you bend that back knee a little bit so you can scoop the belly and the front ribs in, get a little bit longer, re-straighten the right leg, start to find your backward bend, reaching the tips of the elbows towards the ceiling, front body is open. Inhale, release your hands down to the floor. The exhalation sweeps the left leg back behind you, 3-point pose. Inhale, lift the leg a little bit higher. Exhale, knee to nose, hover forward. Inhale, 1 cycle to kick the leg behind the head. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, tree pose with the left leg. Exhale, lower yourself all the way down onto the floor. And then prop up on your right forearm, roll yourself onto the right side. Step the left foot in front of the right knee, left hand onto the left thigh as you inhale, maybe a little bit of twisting action in the spine. One cycle Uddiyana Bandha. Inhale, taking a deep breath and fill. Exhale, empty out all the air out of the mouth. On empty, don't breathe in. Mock inhalation, you get bigger through the side and back bodies. Inhale when you need to. Exhale. And then draw your left knee in. See if you can take yogi toe up on that left foot. Keep reaching the inner edge of that left foot towards the ceiling. Maybe find a little bit of a backward bend here. Then that left leg is going to track forward. I want you to pull the belly and the back ribs back so you get very, very round. And then once you have the roundness and that kidney area is full, then start to open up the upper back. Maybe pull that left shoulder back a little bit, open the chest. Release the foot, take your left hand down, release the legs behind you. Both hands underneath the elbows. Inhale, Shalabhasana with the hands on the floor. Lift the chest, lift the legs. Exhale, release. Inhale, tuck the toes. Taking a deep breath and fill. Exhale, empty all the air out of the mouth. On empty, push yourself up through plank. Inhale and exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, slowly step the left foot to the left thumb. Release the back knee, release the toes. Bring the arms up for crescent lunge. And then whatever variation you did on the other side, you'll do here to mirror it. Again, maybe it's the thigh opener. Maybe it's more of a backward bend with the foot, as you wish. Whatever you do, don't do what I just did, which is to kind of collapse in the lower back. So fill the kidney area, pull the belly and the front ribs in. Release your foot. Frame the front foot with your hands. Straighten and fold. Then release the back foot to the floor. Bend your left knee. Reach the right arm forward and then up into warrior two. Then inhale, straighten both legs. Reach the arms up. Exhale, warrior two. Two more like that just to get a little bit of move and flow. Be a little bit more graceful. And from warrior two, inhale, left foot on the inside of the, left hand on the inside of the left foot, right arm reaches towards the front of the room, and then your hand comes to the back of the head. Push the head into the hand, stretch through the right side body, turn and open a little bit more. Then release the hands, frame the front foot, low lunge. Step the back foot forward to meet the front. Fold over the legs. Inhale, bend the knees, tuck the tailbone one vertebra at a time to round up to stand. Pause in Tadasana. And step your big toes together. Inhale, bring the arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend the knees, jump or step back. I'm going to check the video. Inhale into upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale into downward facing dog, so just a simple Surya Namaskar A. Couple breaths in downward facing dog. Bottom of the breath, look forward, prepare, hop or step the feet between the hands. Lengthen a little bit and forward. Bend the knees, tuck the tailbone, round up to stand. Pause into Tadasana. Bend your right knee in towards the chest. Take hold of Yogi Toe Lock around the right big toe. You could also hold underneath your knee or your thigh if it's too much. Left hand could be on the left hip. And then slowly extend the right leg forward. It's just like we were when we were lying down. Pull the back ribs back behind you. Belly and front ribs come in. And then once you have that fullness, then find the opening across the upper back. Keep pushing the left thigh bone back in space. Stand a little bit taller. Bend the right knee. Release the foot down. Put the weight even on 2 feet. And then switch sides. Left knee will bend. Yogi Toe Lock around the left big toe. Right hand on the hip. Extend the left leg forward. Again, pull the belly and the front ribs back. Get a little bit round. Pull the right thigh bone back in space. And then once you have that fullness of the kidney area, open up the upper back and chest. Think about sternum into block like we had in the beginning of class. And then release. Step the foot down. Okay, you're just going to fold forward over the legs. Walk yourself into downward facing dog, however you like. Release the knees to the mat, release the toes. Push yourself back to child's pose. Give yourself a couple of breaths to release. Deep breaths into the back body. Okay, and then you're gonna roll up to sit. I've moved myself to, well, sort of a wall, kind of a pillar. Sorry that I don't have a better view for you, but this is the best I can do for today. So you're gonna come to the wall for forearm stand, and we'll do forearm stand first and then a variation. So something I've been talking about with Chloe over the last couple of days is kicking up. And I'm not sure whether you'll be able to see on the video, but you don't want to kick up when the shoulders and the hips are not in line. So this would give you a very long way to go with that leg to get overhead. So you want to walk the feet in as much as possible until your hips get over your shoulders, and then it's a much easier transition into forearm stand. So come up, take your time. You just have the experience of being upside down. And if forearm stand is feeling a bit too much for you, you could just ignore me, do a headstand, put your legs up against the wall, doesn't matter. So you have a couple of breaths just to find forearm stand. And then we're going to come into the actual variation that I intended for today. And so I'm going to suggest that you kick up a little bit further away from the wall, so you give yourself quite a bit of distance on the mat in front of you. So you'll prepare and come up in the same way. And then you'll see I'm in a little bit of a backward bend. I'm going to take my right ankle, cross it over my left thigh, pull my chest through my arms, and then the next part is to bend my left knee Walk the feet down the wall. Come into the backward bend. Chest is still coming through the arms. Right hip is opening. Left hip, left quad opening. You have a couple breaths there as you'd like until you do the other side. Just gonna make sure that you can maybe see me. I hope so. So again, you have a bit of distance away from the wall. So it will be more back bendy. Don't forget about those kidneys. Walk the feet way in, kick up. Then on this side, it's my left ankle that crosses over the right thigh. My right foot walks down the wall. Push my chest through my arms. Kidneys are still full. Hip is opening. Give yourself a couple of breaths to play around. I'm going to move my mat back into its normal spot. So everybody is obsessed with home workouts right now. I have the best home workout for you. Just try to teach and do yoga at the same time. It's a total workout. Okay, and when you're done, we're gonna meet in Dandasana. So nice neutral position of the legs. We did so much external rotation that I just want you to have a couple of moments here in staff pose. Just feel the legs be neutral. And then in this very simple pose, can you tune in with some of the themes of class? So, are the kidneys and the lower back still full? Are the feet still connected and engaged with what's happening in your practice? Inhale, bring your arms overhead for a moment. Feel the back body activate. And then exhale, come forward for Paschimottanasana. You can grab wherever you like. Maybe you take an extra moment to find a little bit more length. And then fold forward. And then when you're ready, extend the arms, bring yourself back up to sit, and release the arms down. Then you'll take your right foot and cross it over the left thigh. You can keep the left leg straight, or if you like to bend the knee and tuck it in, that's fine for Ardha Matsyendrasana. Take a moment to really hug in, sit tall. And then we'll come into a twist. You could either have the right knee on the inside of the elbow or take the elbow on the outside of the knee. It should feel pretty nice to twist. We didn't do much twisting today, a lot of back bending. So it should feel pretty good to wring everything out. counter twist to the other side if you enjoy that. And then switch sides, so extend the legs for a moment. Maybe you pass through Dandasana. Feels nice and balanced, and then take the left foot, cross it over the right thigh. If you bent the knee on the other side, do so. Hug in for a moment, sit tall. And however you crossed the elbow on the other side, do so now. As you come into the twist. Counter twist yourself to the other side. Extend the legs, maybe you pass through Dandasana one more time. Nice and symmetrical. And when you're ready, scoot yourself forward on the mat. And just gently roll down onto the back. Give yourself a little hug and rock from side to side here. And I'm going to give you about a minute or so to do whatever is calling to you at the moment. So it was a fairly active class. Maybe you want to do some final back bending. Deeper hip opener. I'm going to keep it simple and just sort of wind down. But take your time. Do what feels right for your body. Working, you could always just forget the video and carry on doing your own thing. If you're following me, we're going to meet in Shavasana, but I want you to take one of the blocks or your book or whatever you were using and place it on your lower belly. So just like we had that tactical point for the kidneys earlier in class, I want you to find it for the lower belly, and then the rest of the body can be in normal Shavasana alignment. And for the first couple of breaths here, I want you to really think about expanding into the belly. And then contracting the belly on your exhalation. So it really should feel like the block is moving up towards the ceiling on a slow inhalation, like you would fill a balloon, and then on the exhalation it would come back down. So almost like the block is an elevator, it's just going up as you inhale, puffing out the belly, then it comes down the elevator as the belly hollows. Once you have the hang of that and are in a rhythm that feels comfortable, try to slow it down. So maybe you're breathing with 5 counts in, 5 counts out, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8. Just pick something that doesn't feel like a strain. going to take about 4 more cycles of whatever breath count you're using. When you finish, you can choose to either keep the block on the belly just as this kind of extra tactical point on the core for Shavasana, or you can remove it and just get rid of it. I'm going to leave you in Shavasana today, so you have as long as you like. It's your time, your gift. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Chloe, I love you. And yeah, hope to see you all soon. Enjoy Shavasana.